Alright guys, welcome back to another video. This was probably gonna be a little short. I've been doing a lot of work to the BRZ. Jesse was here, Jesse just left. The other guy there went and picked up a couple of parts. We accidentally broke a leader line trying to get a couple of lock rings to come off. So we have to replace that. But while he's at the store, I figured I'd give you guys a little touch base of what's been going on. So I got the Mini out of the garage this morning. Unfortunately, we did have to push it. I think the clutch line is leaking. So I don't know if it's the O-ring that's bad or if I just need to, it could be that. I need to rebleed the system. So I'm going to try and see if I can get another O-ring, drain everything out, and then try and rebleed the system once I get it back in the garage. But in order to get it in the garage, I have to get this BRZ out of my garage. So that's kind of where we're at right now, waiting for them to get back. Jesse just left. He went to go look at another car, of course. But let me go ahead and show you what we've been doing. So he's going to be running the 3P system from Airlift. So we've already got the front kind of wired that goes through the car. We've been working on the front struts. We broke the leader line on one of the rears. So that's kind of where we're being held up with right now. So we're just waiting for him to get that. We got one of the other rears already in the car. So we got one rear already in, but we need to figure out how to run the leader line that is on there because we don't like the way it's going to hit, or it kind of bends and runs into the sway bar. So we're trying to figure that out. With it running in, we're trying to figure out the way to best route the leader line so it doesn't smash anything when it airs out. And then on the front, it's just kind of hanging right now. We had to grind out a bunch of stuff, so we threw a bunch of white paint at it. He painted it a couple more times just to clean everything up. I pretty much just got to drop the strut. I'm going to work on that in a few minutes. And then he's got the adjustable end links, so we just got to figure out where those are going to have to go. And once those are in, we'll be good. We're just kind of waiting to make sure we can make the rear fit before we do the fronts, just to make sure. So if they don't work, we can throw them back on the stock suspension and not have any issues. I mean, worst comes to worst, like we can do the fronts. We still have to run all the lines, but I want to run the fronts first in order to deal with that. But do have a BRZ in the garage. It is raining, but I figured my little baby's just sitting outside, full of issues still. So we finally pushed it outside, aired it out because it's gonna leak anyways. But it's just leaking coolant. It's leaking power, the brake fluid from the clutch. So I think that should be my only issue. If I can get that issue, I may have enough pressure to finally be able to use it. It will start in gear, which it didn't used to do, but that's that. And of course it is raining. And then we just have the wheels and all the other boxes of stuff. So trying to do a lot of garage cleanup and ordering a toolbox once I can get everything cleaned up. But that's pretty much where we're at. So I'm going to go ahead and finish getting this front strut installed and try and get the other one done before anybody else shows up, before they show back up. And I think Iggy's gonna show up eventually he wants to get food. And I want to say Christian might be coming down in a couple of hours if he's got some free time, mainly because he wants to look at the BRZ build and all that kind of stuff. And he's really good at helping out and being hands-on. But I'll follow up with you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, so we didn't get as much done on the bag setup as we wished to. We didn't get the bracket installed, but we did get all the bags working. He was able to set his ride heights and all that kind of good stuff. So the car is drivable, however, the compressors aren't really mounted. They're just kind of sitting in the trunk. They don't really move, which is one good thing. The tank's kind of the same way. So I have the bracket here still, so we can go ahead and do the bracket probably this following weekend when we both have some free time. So I'm going to go ahead and knock that out. It allows us to take time. It also didn't help that it was raining today. So that's mainly the reason why we didn't get to it, between the rain and the broken leader line, which we can replace next week. That's the biggest reason why we didn't get anything done today. And Jesse went off to go buy another car, I believe. So we didn't get the full help from him, but I'm not mad at him for that. So it is what it is. Unfortunately, I did put the Mini back in the garage because I am having an issue with the clutch. So I have no pressure there, and I'm having very little pressure in the brake pedal, but it does stop. So I may have to bleed all of it just to figure out where my leaks are. I really wish I had stainless steel lines in order to, like the stainless steel brake lines in order to do the brakes on the car, but I don't, so I'm gonna have to bleed the stock ones for right now. It's just gonna be a time-consuming project. Maybe I can have my friends come over and help me bleed everything. I've got the pressure bleeder, so that helps a lot. but I gotta chase it down while I'm leaking the fluid out of the slave cylinder. I think it's just the O-ring, so I'm gonna try and see if I have another O-ring to swap it with. Try and get you guys a little bit of light. I am soaking wet currently because I just had to throw all the boxes away. Like, it's through my pants. I haven't eaten in a couple of, like, quite a few hours. Jesse brought me some stuff at like 12 when he was coming in. He was nice enough to offer to bring me McDonald's, but I haven't eaten other than that. I had like a small ass piece of pizza from Jake when him and Christian stopped by. So I have to go ahead and change. Probably because I don't want to be like this in the truck. I'm gonna change into something a little bit warmer that I don't care that, you know, I can keep clean. Hop in the truck. It is raining outside still, so I'm gonna hop in the truck, go get some food, come back, try and take like a hot shower, and just kind of relax for the night because I do work in the morning. So I know there wasn't much going on in this video so far. I'm gonna try and film some stuff tomorrow. Then my next couple projects are like cleaning the garage out so I can go get a new toolbox. So that's gonna be quite a bit of a project because I have to clean well, all of that. So we got the canopy. We had the canopy set up to kind of help protect us from the rain, but there's like the fender liners, the doors out of the green Mini, jack blocks, another jack, trash, air hose, my bike, bunch of recycles I gotta take in, the first motor, the second motor. So I gotta start breaking all that down, and hopefully be able to clean the garage out enough to get another toolbox in here. I decided which toolbox I want to get, and I'm gonna just kind of pay the price to get it. That way I have it, and I can be a little more organized for videos for you guys, free up a lot of space, and hopefully have more room in the garage. So if I have to park the Mini in here for good, I can do so. Until then, I'll see you guys when I film next. Alright guys, so I decided to come down after work today, try to get a little bit done. I know the weather's probably not the best, but with the garage closed, I'm not even throwing up on the lifts this time. So I'm just trying to re-bleed the clutch. I've already had it running, didn't really get a chance to film, but I bled the coolant system. So the coolant system's good, don't have any issues there, and I can let the car idle, which is fine because I need to have the car aired up anyways. So, you know, it allows me to do that. The battery's nice and charged right now. Hopefully it stays that way, but I'm bleeding the clutch system right now. I just disconnected the slave cylinder. I'm gonna try and replace the O-ring because I did notice a little bit of seepage or leak at the O-ring site. So I want to try and get that done. If I can get that replaced, re-put it on, reattach everything, try and re-bleed the system. Hopefully that's my problem, which is if it's leaking there, it won't be able to gain the pressure that it needs. But there's enough pressure to start the car, so hopefully I can get back to at least that pressure. And the only thing I've really got to get done left to this car in order to get it drivable is bleeding the clutch. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna call it a night right now. I've got clutch pretty much bled, so the slave cylinder is back on. I bled it as much as I could. I had overbled. I put too much pressure in it, and when I tried, I couldn't connect it, so I had to let some of the pressure out and then re-bleed it. So I did that. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's all hooked up right there. Just kind of letting it sit for right now, letting it sit overnight. I've got a white box underneath to see if it drips on it at all. I'm leaving the system pressurized. Probably won't be able to see it, but it's between 10 to 15 pounds. It's under 1 bar. That's what's recommended. And then I've just got it hooked up, and I'm pretty much just letting it see if it'll work its way out in the morning until the morning, and then in the morning I'm gonna come back and put the wheel back. I'm gonna put the tire back on tonight just in case anything happens, in case the jack lets down. But I'm pretty much just gonna leave it like this tonight and see where I can be in the morning. Alright guys, it is the next morning. I've already checked on it. It's not losing or leaking any fluid that's dripping out of. Didn't really check if it was seeping. I should probably do that. But I'm going to go ahead. The pedal still has a little bit of pressure. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect everything. So I've got the power bleeder on it still. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the power bleeder off and put the cap on and let it off the jack stand. I'm going to see if I can start it in gear or if I can even shift this thing. So this is kind of a do or die moment for this car, because if it ain't this, I don't know what the problem is, and I really need to get this car fixed. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. Alright guys, so I disconnected everything and went to go apply pressure to the pedal, and all I heard was a hissing noise, and it just started dumping more coolant, more brake fluid out of the slave cylinder. So I've kind of got to weigh my options out now and figure out what I want to do. I'm on my 4th slave cylinder since doing this motor swap between what I've done and what the shop's done. So I gotta figure out what is the problem and why this keeps happening, or what I'm gonna end up doing with the build. I've got another idea in my mind, and I've been talking with a couple of my friends about it. So I think we've kind of come up with a solution of what I'm gonna do, mainly because I want to talk out some of my ideas with them. I talked out some of my ideas with them before I decided really what I wanted to do, see what they thought about it and things like that. So in the next couple of videos, I'm gonna be posting up what's going on. But until then, I want to make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Click the little notification bell so you guys know when I'm posting more videos. And the next couple ones are pretty much going to be cleaning out my garage and dealing with the Mini. I looked at the pink one yesterday and figured out what I think the problem is. So I'm pretty sure it's just a water pump, so I will be doing that. I ordered new tires today. Once this whole quarantine thing is over, I can go ahead and pick them up, get them installed, and then that'll be done. So catch up with you guys later.